Okay.
Aloha. Welcome back to the SANDCAST. We are here, Hawaii version of the SANDCAST, without Travis, of course. And we are in the Outrigger Canoe Club in the hallowed grounds of one of the birthplaces of beach volleyball. So we had to do it properly with the one and only Carly Khan and Belly Diggs, a.k.a. some people call him Danny Alvarez. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Sorry, we're doing a little bit of a ghetto cast today because I struggle when Travis isn't around, but...
Travis, we need you.
Yeah.
We're hurting over.
More excuses to get Travis out here, you know?
I thought he said he was coming.
He did say he was coming. I don't know. We got to ask him. I don't know why he's not out here. He's trying to get the full Outrigger experience, apparently, but...
He said he was going to do a little secret training, but I guess no secret training.
I guess not. Well, he's got a baby on the way, so I definitely know how that goes.
That's right.
Tends to cancel pretty much everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it. And I know it's the ghetto cast, but this is the solid crew right here because you guys have been kind of holding it down for Hawaii volleyball in terms of, just getting high-level training, but being the only professional player to actually be in Hawaii and train out of Hawaii and be successful. Nobody's really ever done it much, right?
I think Carrie Papinga did it a little bit.
Okay.
In the 90s. That was my first ever. And Janice Hare.
Janice Hare.
Was kind of in and out.
Right.
Opalinski at the time.
Yeah.
And then Heidi and Tanya tried.
Mm.
So there's been people that have tried, but
But has anyone ever won an AVP?
I don't think so.
The GOAT. Carly's the GOAT.
Carly Khan.
There we go.
No.
How was that experience, by the way?
It was so fun. I mean, for me, I kind of enjoy just meeting someone on the spot and just all right, let's just see what we can do. That's kind of how I've done my best finishes, I feel like, for some reason. But it was just so fun. Jen's awesome.
Yeah.
She was just a pleasure to play with. Really good vibes, so it was just great.
It seems like there's definitely a real honeymoon phase. That's a real thing. Me and Hayden won our third event or something like that. Me and Trevor won our first FIVB together. It's so funny. In the beginning,
first event?
Our first FIVB together we won. And then me and Hayden won our third one. But after that, with both partnerships, it's been so hard to get medals. So maybe there is something to switching partners all the time.
It just feels because you have no expectations.
Yeah.
Or, you want to win, of course, but then there's no pressure. You have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I feel you can just be free in those moments. And that's how I qualified for my first AVP in 2019. And then me and Caitlin's first one, we got second at Panama, which led us to this whole season. So it's,
So we're just going to switch partners
exactly.
train here, and then we're just going to take maybe a video interview, and then Carly will choose. Carly will choose.
We're taking,
you seem tall enough.
We're taking some of your attributes, your height, your 40 time.
Where you went to school.
Right,
do your handset.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. Let's rewind a little bit since, it's both you guys' first podcast, first time on the SANDCAST, but Carly, you were kind of flying under the radar, or very much so, especially for beach. I know you had a great indoor career and whatnot. Tell us a little bit about just, through high school and then indoor and playing multiple positions indoor and then how it kind of evolved into finding a passion for the beach.
Yeah. So growing up, mostly indoor, I did probably play beach just for fun. It just wasn't really that big.
Right.
Just wasn't really popular. So it's more for fun. I'd say in high school I finally got there was a little bit more competitiveness to it.
Yeah.
There were just tournaments every once in a while, and then at Tanya, she started was it the first beach club? I feel like it was. My senior year, so I practiced beach 2 times a week for just that year, and that was it. Around that time too, beach volleyball became a collegiate sport.
Right.
Unfortunately, I already committed to Missouri my sophomore year, so by the time my senior year, I wasn't gonna like try and find something new, but I always thought that would be like really cool. So I did my 4 years at Missouri, and then had a really great time. Loved it. Don't regret it at all. I was supposed to be, the story is I was recruited as a libero, but then I ended up playing outside hitter the whole 4 years.
All 4 years.
She went to their first open gym, and they said, I think you're playing outside hitter.
Yeah.
Isn't that the story?
Kind of, yeah. Well, and there's no coaches. It was just the players, and they were like, "Oh, like just hit, like it's fine." And then when practice started, like 2 days, I was like, "All right, like when am I gonna move over?" And then I never did.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah.
No way! I didn't know it happened like that.
Yeah. So I actually like never really played libero.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Pretty outside my whole life. Evan contacted me about playing beach after indoor. So then I was like, yeah, I'll come home and play. Yeah, and I always wanted to play college beach. So I graduated early, got to play 2 seasons of beach volleyball. But then I still had like the indoor dream. I thought I would pursue that as long as I could. So I played a year in Germany. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm ready. And actually, it was at Outrigger where Danny convinced me. Not convinced. I was already leaning toward it, but I think he pushed me.
The story's kind of conflicted. It was kind of conflicted because she goes, every time he saw me, I would look at her and she said, I think you can do this. I think you can play beach. She's like, I don't think so. And then she was playing a tournament with Amy Ozzie here, and then she walked over to me and she goes, I'm done with Germany. I'm done with indoor. That was terrible. You think I can be a pro and live here? And I said, yeah, let's do it.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know. She said I was kind of begging her to do it, but
not begging it, but
not begging.
There was a solid belief.
Yeah, there was a belief.
Persuaded me to believe in myself.
There's a belief, but it was. She said I don't remember like saying it that often, but we got there, and then she just walked up, and it was kind of the start of the tournament.
Yeah, it was like 2 months later. I am playing in Seattle with Nikki Taylor. We don't make it, but I'm like, whoa! I just like did that. And then a couple months after that, I qualified in Chicago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's like
whirlwind.
That's just beach volleyball in general. It's like you have to be the type of personality who just like throws yourself into the fire. There's zero guarantees.
Yeah.
Too much investment. Not only do you have to invest training wise, but financially. Most of the time you have to move, go live somewhere else. I don't know. You're rewriting it. You're rewriting it for all of us.
Yeah.
That's what Belly Digs here has been wanting the whole time.
One person. She believed that she could do it.
Yep.
But we talked about it, and I said, hey, if we're gonna do it, we gotta be serious about it. She was all in. I mean, Carly's all in to do it, and we've done some of the stuff that I want to do, and then she always sends me a note. Hey, I think I want to work on this.
Yeah. Lots of notes.
A lot of notes. So she after tournaments.
Right.
She has a list like this long.
That's good.
And then we're three practices later. She's like, I sent you a long list. We haven't done any of that. I'm like, okay, we're going to get to it.
Okay. Learning a lot about the personalities here now. That's how I am too, but I don't send lists. I just say things out loud and expect them to be heard.
She does that too. She's like,
the list and the
why don't we do any blocking stuff? Why don't we do any defensive stuff? Like, we got to side out first.
There's infinite things for us to do.
No, but it's been good. I think for the most part we've been on the same page the whole way, and I think believed the whole time.
Yeah.
And then first time she went up, and I'm just like, yep.
Got it.
Yeah, and then even when she was playing for us at UH, the first month was we weren't sure if it was a good choice.
Interesting.
Bump setting was not good. She was not near the net, or way over the net. And then we had a day. It was she and Addie Mitchum, who was I think one of the top recruits in the country. Went to JC at IVC, came played. Had a pretty good
6'4".
6'4".
Oh, wow.
Like she was a beast.
Yeah.
And so it's between Carly and her who are going to play with this girl Ari, who is a great helper. She's just great setter, knew how to play.
Yeah.
And then I took them both aside. We just practiced bump setting for about half an hour. Carly got it, Annie didn't. And then I think they just started winning at practice, her and Ari. And then Carly, were you playing defense before that and then moved to the net at that point.
I think I've been splitting.
You're splitting,
Yeah.
but we thought she was going to be a defender.
Yeah.
And then she ended up blocking because Ari's 5'5" or
Yeah.
5'6", and then
Full-time
the rest.
blocker.
You don't like being told that you can't play at the net, right? Like, hey, you're gonna come play libero. No.
No.
Hey, you're a defender. No, I don't think so.
I think I wanted to be a defender.
I think she's always wanted to be a defender, but at that point, Ari's such a great player.
Yeah.
And really, I think helped a lot at the beginning.
Like she was the team. Yeah.
And then Carly's like, yeah.
And they would serve her, which was so funny. Every game they served her, we win. Every game they served me, which was like a couple, we lost.
Mm.
I think she went like 33 and like 4 that year. Or, yeah, I mean some
But
like
the four.
on.
But
The four were me.
Well, it's hard like when they don't serve you
Yeah,
a
for the
lot
whole-
and then they
yeah.
switch to you. It's just like catches you off guard. Not only you, but your partner too. Like
Yeah.
your partner has to get into covering mode and setting
Yeah.
mode,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
that always like messed with me as well.
So this might not have ever happened if Annie Mitchum could set. You know, if
Thank you, Annie.
Annie would be here.
No, I had another year. I was gonna be it.
And she had unbelievable 2 seasons for us. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think both seasons we had a chance to win the national championship. I mean, we got third both
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, it was
We-
like 3-2.
yeah.
So
3-2 against like UCLA. Beat UCLA in the first or second round, but lost to them on the
Yeah.
backside, or Florida State on the backside. But really, I mean, you knew
Yeah.
coming in we had good enough teams, and,
Yeah.
and you know, Carly's a big part of it. And on court 3 was Carly, Muno, Savvy.
Oh, no way.
Court 3.
Jeez.
Even the girl from Florida State, Macy Jurger. So court 3 ended up being all these AVP people.
Yeah.
Court 1 was Maglio, but
Yeah.
a lot of more international people. So the McNamara twins.
Yeah.
And Maglio is playing Turkey now as a middle. Like really good players, but not all the AVP players were on her court. It was crazy, crazy
That
good.
is crazy. We always say like us guys are so lucky that NCAA is not a sport, because I mean obviously we wish it was, but dude, we have like one new guy that can compete with us every year. Every year it's like 1 or 2 guys are like, oh, they might be able to compete. You guys is like a whole new like crop of talent.
Tons.
Whereas like these
they're
girls
coming
are
out.
extremely good, but they're kind of gonna get booted already. Like you got to maintain such a high level, and then you have like Taryn and Kristen just like show up out of nowhere
Yeah.
and start dominating.
Unbelievable.
What a new like top team! Like it wasn't just one player; it was just a whole team that came in and started just killing it.
They had an unreal college career though too. I mean, just
Yeah.
like ridiculous
Insane.
college. Yeah.
But college volleyball in general is it's been huge for the sport. I don't know if it's the sport as a business at the professional level has been able to like fully capitalize on it yet, but the talent and like the entertainment value of it, I think, has been like skyrocketed because of it. And in the long run, once our sport figures it out, I think it's going to be one of those like deciding factors of like.
Have you been to the national championship?
No, I haven't.
It is.
I heard good things.
It's so fun.
Is it cool?
It is fun.
What's kind of the setup?
So it's like 5 courts wide,
Yeah.
3 coaches. So 5 courts are going. So you have to like Evan, myself, and Jeff are like, you get here and here, you get here and here, and then
So you're jumping from bench to bench,
jumping
trying to
from
look at the score.
looking at the score, and then if your
What a trip.
and if your side ends, then you run to the other side and see if you can
Right,
win
right.
a 2-1. But the coolest part is like, you know, as the games start ending, everybody starts surrounding
Yeah.
and surrounding
Everything.
and surrounding,
Yep.
and then you're on court 5 with usually the most inexperienced people, or you know,
Yeah.
maybe not the most skilled people
Right.
as 1 or 2, and these people are deciding whether
Playing for the national championship
or
something.
or to move on to
Right.
Saturday or Sunday. So it's I want to say it's 2,000 people, or 1,500 people, everybody, and you know, their fans that drove there and their teammates, and
tons of family.
it'd be like cool for you, like you guys. I mean, we've talked about a little bit like
The pro
like
is sick.
Hawaii team versus Southern Cal
Totally.
versus a Texas team.
Exactly.
Just that vibe of you, because you guys are always so individualistic.
Exactly.
Like you coming and then like cheering for Taylor. Like,
Exactly.
come on, Taylor, you gotta be,
Dude,
whatever.
That's like the thing that's been such a bummer playing beach volleyball is like we're never really like, obviously I got to play with Trevor for 5 years, which was amazing. But it's like we're always competing against each other, and even within the U.S. Actually, the only time I've ever felt like, oh, this is really cool, we're actually like competing and cheering for each other, was at the Olympics, where. And at the same time, normally in different circumstances, I think we would have been like going at each other, but because it was the weird COVID situation, and like I had Nick Lucena was my roommate because Phil and Jake both got kicked out, and Taylor was already gone, and so Nick's like giving me game plans, like, bro, like here's what I think. Like it was for the first time like I'm getting feedback from Jake Gibb because he's my partner, which is like my rival. And their coach is coaching me, and then Nick Lucena's helping me, and Phil is like, and
That's
I'm
cool.
like genuinely cheering for them. It was like a cool feeling, but we never get that. It's always putting us against each other, which is cool too. Like people need to see us go at each other, but that would be sick. Hawaii versus that would be sick.
Come on, let's
the
go.
energy is different.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it just keeps building like every point. It's just
It's something like, the Ryder Cup, right? Like, like
exactly.
you're an individual person in golfing.
Exactly.
But those guys get so fired up watching a putt go in against their guy that they hate. I mean, somebody they normally hate. And so I think the vibe, I mean, there's something to it. Like even when we went to Big West, you're playing Long Beach or Cal Poly, it's kind of cool. It's really cool.
What about, I mean, you guys do get to having played for UH, like I'm kind of jealous of you because I'm super grateful for my time at USC, but like my dream was like to come back and play for UH and represent Hawaii, and for you coaching, like because beach wasn't a sport until pretty recently. Like how is it for you guys to like really be able to play for UH or coach for UH and represent?
I had like considered like one other school, but I'm like, nah, like I'm going to UH. Like I just feel like
what was the school?
What
was the school?
Just
to rub it in.
No. No. Well, like I had not even gone like I was just like thinking about other schools.
Okay,
I mean, like USC, obviously.
Holy!
But I wasn't getting. No, I wasn't like getting recruited. I was just like, that would be cool. Like that would be cool.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, like I'm gonna go to UA. Like I didn't even really pursue it or try. I don't think I would have because they were really good and that was really bad. But yeah, I mean, growing up here, it's special, and the people and the support that you have, it's just different. Yeah. It was really cool to come back and like do it. I was also like super glad for my experience outside of Hawaii because, I knew I was gonna come back.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But yeah.
I thought I was going to come back.
Yeah.
And now I'm
Fifth year, UH.
that would have been sick.
5th year. That would have been.
To play beach, too?
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Actually, that would have worked out perfectly.
You and Riley?
Yeah, me and Riley? Game over. What about you, coaching for UH? Also, I mean, you were at University Lab School, junior bows.
Yeah.
For how long were you there?
So I obviously started going to school there in '84, and then when your mom was my teacher, she was my PE teacher there. Then I went to
me and Danny go back.
Yeah.
You saw the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
I had a big Minnesota Vikings. Like, somebody likes the Minnesota Vikings.
Someone else?
It was great. I mean, I went to UH, and then I was always coaching. I was coaching basketball. I always thought I was going to coach basketball in college. Mm-hmm. Oh. And I always, because I love basketball. I was a basketball player. Yeah. I played basketball. And then, that dream kind of faded a little bit. And then when, I was watching Carrie Popinga up here, and she was being coached by somebody, and I told Brian, the husband, I'm like, she's not going to get good doing that. I'll do it. I had no experience coaching beach,
but I watching her
outrigger with somebody, and it was terrible. And then I just said, Brian, she can't get good doing that. Okay? I knew how to coach because I've been coaching basketball and indoor volleyball. Right. So I knew how to do drills and whatnot, and I knew how to play beach volleyball, but I had never. So I just kind of started creating a curriculum, and so she was my first athlete, maybe in the mid-'90s, I want to say, or maybe late 90s.
Right. And you were just playing up here with all the OGs.
Like with Shaw or whatever. I was up here, which was probably the best ever. That's where I learned how to play is playing with Shaw and Dog, and
Right.
those guys would, turn, roll. They would give you the whole deal.
Fundamentals.
Shaw just still sees me, and he watches the team. He goes, Maglio, she doesn't turn, she got to hooks in. And I'm like, she's coming from indoor. We don't have much time with her. She's 6'4". She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we don't do it. She goes, okay, Daddy, but next time you would be mad.
I'm also thinking that all the time, squaring up, but like, how often are we just like rolling?
Yeah,
up?
so much.
Like,
Yeah.
If you try too hard to get all the way around it, then you're just gonna mess yourself up sometimes.
Yeah.
In practice, I think always try to square up. In games,
Yeah. But then after that, so when it started in 2011 at UH, I called Scott. And I said, Scott, I might be the only person on the island that has ever coached beach volleyball.
right?
So, like, if you need somebody to do it, and then it was 3 girls. It was Larissa Nordyke.
That's crazy.
Larissa Nordyke, Liz Kaihui,
Yeah.
and Ashley Lee. And Fallon was supposed to be on the team.
Right.
But something happened in that second semester that she didn't. So she was supposed to be on that team. And he said, okay, I'll give you 1 practice. You can try the girls. And the girls went back and like, oh, that was so much fun. Because I think most of the time what they were doing is just throwing the ball in and scrimmaging.
Right. Well, was Scott was the indoor assistant,
Yes,
right?
indoor
And then, so they just kind of threw him in charge of each.
Threw him in charge, knew he played AVP.
Yeah.
And then so with I just said, hey, it was still the fall. So he was indoor. So he said, oh, you can take him. And I really hated my investment job. I'm like, hey, I got time.
Yeah.
Not that much time, but I had time. And then I just said, hey, I love coaching. And I just said, hey, if you need somebody. And then he let me do it. And just from there, it's been awesome. And representing the University of Hawaii, and Hawaii is, I'm a fan. I go to the football games. I go to the baseball games. I go to the basketball games. Went to the Wahine games. So, to be able to do it, it's a big honor.
Be a part of that kind of legacy, I guess. It's crazy. It's only... I think there's other places for sure where the sports teams are... there's huge college towns in other places, but for volleyball specifically, Hawaii's always been probably among the top 2 or 3 in terms of fan bases. And growing up, there's posters of the volleyball team in Burger King and stuff, in random places on the island and stuff like that. You don't see that really anywhere else. Going to a big school like USC is men's volleyball. You're just kind of small. They're men play volleyball. In SoCal, everyone knows that, but other places, it's really how it is. So, yeah. Yeah,
I went to a game we played at their beach courts. And then I went to go watch, I think it was Micah Christensen and Madison McKibben play. I'm not sure what the side gym is called. Not the big gym, but the smaller gym.
North Gym, I think.
Yeah, so I went in there. I'm like, this is college volleyball. It was 25 people.
Yeah.
And it was Pepperdine versus USC. It was just it was so sad.
Yeah, right.
There was just nobody there to watch the game. And I was like, I guess coming from Hawaii, you just expect.
Exactly.
And I know when you guys came, it was a big deal, right? Being on the stand sheriff, right?
It was a big deal for us.
I never got to play in the stand.
What?
I never, not high school, not... We almost were supposed to come from Missouri, but then our
Did they not bring you back?
Well, they tried to, but our coach wanted to play the RPI game, so we didn't play Hawaii.
Oh, lame.
I was... Yeah. That's
not in high school, though?
No, because it always went to Blaisdell. It was I kept missing it, and then they were just like, "We're doing it to Blaisdell now." I'm like, "No."
She won 2 state championships, but not in the Blaisdell, right?
It was still great, but the stand was the dream.
No, that's the experience. I was stoked because I got we were coached by Dave Shoji at Outrigger. So every once in a while he'd slide us in there and we're just practicing it. Just a bunch of punks running around and just pretending we're in front of the full fans. But I got a lot of experiences in there somehow because I played AOP, D2 basketball.
Oh yeah.
And state championship?
Not this. It was quarterfinals. We got 5th in the state championship, but we got to play in the stand sheriff AOP. We beat UH Lab.
Oh no!
I talked to Walt the other day too. I brought it up to Walt.
Was Walt coaching?
Yep. Against my boy George Bukes.
Oh man, that must have been great.
Yep. AOP, but I got to play basketball there once, and then our coach Bill Ferguson was like a surfer, like loved Hawaii so much, so he recruited all us Hawaii guys and like brought us out like 4 separate times.
Oh my gosh.
You guys had some good games in there, though, right?
Yeah, we like split with UH pretty much every time we came.
Yeah.
We should have beat them, but it's different when you're playing in the Stand Sheriff.
It must have been
Different
fun,
energy.
Yeah.
It was fun but weird because you hear all the like chants and like all the things that you're used to like being fully on board with and cheering
Yeah.
for.
I didn't even think
like
about that.
Against you.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they're doing like the fake
Yeah.
canoe paddling and like the band. It's just like
Yeah.
such familiar sounds. And then like, I don't know, the garlic fries you're smelling.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, I'm at UH, but everyone's cheering against me.
Yeah.
And they were getting loud because I think we were number 1 in the country once or twice when we went in there.
Wow.
So yeah, and then they split with us, so it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fans are erupting, but against me.
Yeah.
This is weird,
Yeah.
but still fun. Good
Yeah.
experience.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was all good. When was your first time playing beach specifically? Like, was it, and where was it?
Probably
Queens?
Queens. Yeah,
Queens, okay.
definitely. I think.
It's kind of funny how people think of Hawaii beach volleyball, but they assume there's just tons of places to play, and we have all
Zero.
these
Yeah.
beaches.
Zero.
There's like Queens,
Wayne's house.
Outrigger, yeah, Wayno's, if you know
You could
Wayno.
set up at certain places. It's just really deep
Yeah.
and or windy. Like Sherwoods is windy. North Shore is so deep.
And you have to like fully set
Yeah,
up
you gotta
poles and
full
like
up.
have
Yeah.
nice.
You have to have
setup.
anchors.
You have to have
You
everything.
have to have
Exactly.
anchors.
And you got to know how to do it.
Nobody in the
You gotta have
mainland will
Kyoki.
even. You have to have Kyoki. Kyoki makes it like, and he's great, and he's awesome, and he doesn't even think. But yeah, it's like I was always thinking about bringing her and Caitlin down to, Sherwoods, because
Yeah.
it's windy and it's deep,
Right.
but it's, oh my god, to do it
Yeah.
Yeah.
would be
So
hard.
much work.
Would be
Yeah,
hard.
It would be work.
Yeah, I always wanted to get like a full-on Hawaii training camp going. I talked to the Norwegians, their dad, who's kind of their coach, their head of their program, and like they're fully on board. But then when I like looked into the logistics of it, and like they wanted to like explore around more and like have the full experience, like we basically have 2 places to play,
Yeah.
which Hendrik knows,
Yeah.
But I still want to do that.
Let's do it.
That'd be sick.
Come on.
We
Bring
even set up
everyone
at Makaha.
Yeah, we said at
Oh,
Macau
you guys
for,
did?
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh, that was just death.
and then Carly's so
Carly's,
mad.
I'm running up.
And she's so mad because she was like number 4 that first year,
yeah.
number 4,
Wow.
and then out there she could. She's like, I
That
can't
was
jump.
what I can't believe you guys decided on Makaha.
That was the deciding day.
Yeah,
Between
and
4 and 5.
in the deepest sand, and me and Ari are like 5'5", 5'7". Oh my god.
And then Lavi and Amy, was it
Yeah.
Lavi and Amy won, but they ended up working their way up. But
it was
just for
fine.
that was right before the season started.
But
Yeah.
it was a cool location.
it's
It was
a
just really-
great location to play.
It's really
Macau has
deep.
a sick beach.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's cool. Sherwood.
We've played at Waimea Bay too.
Yeah, I've played at Waimea.
Yeah.
Well, they have that little court up top, right?
Yeah, and then we set like.
Or did you guys
you
go
would set
down
up,
into
yeah.
the super deep?
Did you?
it was-
Does it have anchors?
No, I think you have to.
You have to put an
Yeah.
anchor.
Yeah, you gotta.
You
set
can go
up.
Wayne. You can go Wayno's. Then you can go Sherwood Forest. You can do Hunakai.
The point being, it's
Yeah, there's
it's not
not-
what
yeah.
you guys.
It's not what you
no,
think.
no. I'm just telling for the Norwegians.
Yeah.
That's why you got to know belly digs and
Yep.
the secret Hawaii training, which we can't. I don't know if we can tell you guys too
Nah,
much.
just
about
not too much.
that. You already know too much.
We have to stop it. Can we stop it
Yeah,
now?
maybe we have to edit.
They don't get the explanation.
The explanation of why
Of-
secret
yeah.
secret
Oh,
training.
No,
I don't
it's a
know.
secret.
No,
the secret
it's
training
not.
is
No,
a secret.
Secret is secret.
No,
It's not a secret.
it was always because like when we used to come early in the morning, Dougie Johnstone used to go, "Oh, what secret training?" Because we would be here,
it's super
we
early, yeah.
were early and maybe like squat and maybe run a little bit.
Yeah.
And then after that, I always kind of like always when somebody, because people, I guess over the years, kind of come to me on the side from their club.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like, and then even Carly's here, not in the mainland, and then
Right.
people go, hey, how do you get so good? And I like the answer, secret training. I just like the answer. But I'm just joking. But that was kind of where. So Dougie Johnstone was the one who always kind of, hey, what are you doing? Because we would play nooners.
Yeah.
And anything to get a little edge, like you go run around the park or.
We're out doing the secret training. That's why you beat me today. Getting your extra reps in.
And then when Carly started doing training, and then we started talking about, because I wasn't back at UH, and I'm like, we need to get a few more people to come and train with us.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you gotta go on Instagram. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, okay.
What is
that? She's like, just get on there. And then we just started posting, and we just started, putting secret training and.
It kind of worked.
It worked a lot.
It did, yeah.
Everyone just is wondering what that is.
Yeah.
Well, should I be hitting this guy up to
I don't know.
on this?
I don't know if that.
How many DMs are you getting?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
But
just ignoring them all.
But it's just funny. You'll get random Salila Tucker.
Yeah.
His family lives out here. He's a good,
really?
good player.
Yeah.
Santa's brother who played with my daughter. He's like, hey, I'm coming back to town. Can I jump in on that? Whatever is happening over there.
That's so funny.
But I think he was on Southwest, and no chance to get to. Yeah, he's stuck in Utah. Or something happened as far as his, I'm assuming Southwest, but it might not be.
Yeah.
Are they a sponsor or no?
No. Well, we are available for airline sponsorships if anyone's listening. Hawaiian Air would be amazing. They should sponsor. We get a little Hawaiian Air tattoo.
Let's go. Brahma Furtado could probably. Brahma could figure it out.
You can get us free drinks at least. Free cocktails on the.
He was awesome about getting me to Austin to coach you guys.
There we go.
He and I talked to Michelle, and Brahma gave me a buddy pass.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so those guys. Everybody's all in. When Carly made the main draw out of Panama City. Everybody's like, "Are you going?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to Austin. I don't have." And then Carly's like, "Would you want to come?" And then just tried. I want to.
Yeah, and then you guys.
And then you guys didn't have a coach, so that made it a lot cheaper. It ended up working out. But I wasn't planning. The idea for me and Carly is we didn't really have Caitlin at the time, and then Caitlin came in later. Was we would train between October or September and March, then she would go to the mainland. And mix with the pros.
Right.
So I never thought I would, be traveling up with a team because Carly pick up a partner, she wouldn't automatically go, hey, I have the greatest coach. Can you pay for him to come up and coach us?
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed.
I say it a lot, though. I say that a lot, but...
He's very confident.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. But,
got it.
But so I didn't know, but when they won, I got second in Panama City and qualified, her and Caitlin, and they're like, will you come? And I'm like, I wasn't thinking about it. I just figured they would kind of be on their own, mostly Carly.
Yeah.
But when they hooked up, I didn't put it together in my mind.
Had you traveled before with Carly?
No, she was
besides
going.
UH. No.
Oh, that was the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Austin
Crazy.
was. Yeah.
And had you ever been on the bench? That was your first pro?
Yeah, I think.
Coaching?
No. I coach Hartong in Arango here.
Oh, okay.
I think you and Trevor.
No, Evan was in that box.
Evan was with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had Arango and Hartong.
That's right.
At the Hawaii one. So this was my second one. But it was, it was so much fun. with you guys. It was bummed we didn't win, but it was just fun. And then their first event. So it was great.
Yeah, traveling as a coach is no joke. That's like a rare person that can a rare person that can be a coach, because the upside in terms of getting the proper compensation of your value is never there. There's only a handful of coaches out there, and then some are going internationally too. But it's definitely something that we're all very grateful for when there's actually a coach that's willing to travel, but also able to be a good coach. It's few and far between, for sure.
It was fun. I mean, it was really fun. I mean, for me, knowing you guys forever, and then obviously, I knew you and Trev when you guys were born,
right?
And then I knew Carly in high school because she came and we had some camps. Scott and I had some camps, so Kuikai came. Mm-hmm. So I'd known you guys forever. So to be in the box for you guys, Hawaii, I mean, it was an awesome experience.
What's kind of the long-term plans for you guys? I know, obviously, different individually, but in terms of you're back at UH now as the first assistant.
Yeah.
Is that what the
assistant? There's only one paid assistant. I was the volunteer back when I was there first time.
Volunteer, but got coach of the year.
But but the koi.
But then they let me use the courts to run camps.
Right.
So they're trying to make it work. They're trying to make it work in that, and it was good. I mean, I didn't like my other job. I mean, and then I quit my other job.
Yeah, so you're full-time coaching.
Yeah, right? Just probably for the last 5 years, and that's why when Carly came on board, it was to kind of deepen that. I wanted to do good players all the time, and I've been doing good players all the time. It's been great. It's, at the beginning you just take whatever.
Right.
I tell my wife I'm leaving that job. I better work as much as possible.
Right.
But now it's UH, which is great, and Evan's been awesome, and then Carly after 4 or 5 years still is okay with me coaching her. So we'll see. See how it goes. I'm worried about that, but right now it's okay.
Is there potential travels for next year?
Yeah, I think. It depends on budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Budget and everything, but I think because our season for UH ends that first weekend of May.
Yeah.
This was my plan anyways, like run summer winter camp and then coach UH, and then during the summer, somehow meet up in Hermosa and kind of be up there, like maybe for recruiting, and then, coach Carly, and then, I don't know, maybe run some camps, make a little money when you're up there, and then, and being just a beach volleyball coach doesn't really do anything. But if you say you're the University of Hawaii coach, people come to the camp.
Yeah, right.
Even if you're the same coach.
Yeah, true.
And so I'm hoping, money-wise, it works, that, some of those things kind of work, where maybe not all of them, but did I go to all of them?
You went to
all the main draws?
You went to all the main draws.
Yeah, I went to all the main draws. They made it, and then
except Florida.
Except Florida, the one she won.
Yeah, right.
But
I was going to say, damn, that's pretty good.
I didn't go to, but we had UH stuff. But yeah, I want to, but I also, from the beginning, I told Carly, it's got to work out financially. You got to feel like a professional.
100%.
You can't be paying your coach $1,500 to go up there and you make $1,200.
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense. So, even when I went up to Florida, I stayed with my cousin.
We were really scrounged.
We were scrounged. Went to Manhattan Beach. I stayed with Heather Friesen. Try to make it as cheap as possible. Because I want to be there and help, but I understand it's not like we're playing for the Lakers and they're I'm the coach. Everything's on her to pay for.
But the investment usually a lot of times pays for itself, and now look. Now you've won. Now we got people, I'm assuming partners just lining up, and sponsors just calling you left and right.
Sponsors I would love.
That's what I thought too. Like when I first was, if I can just win a tournament, then I'll be sponsored, and like all. It's like, oh, where's the calls? Do they come to me? No, but it does help, and
it helps.
That's like something fans probably don't realize too much, is like sponsors is usually just paying for you to run your team, like a high level team, having a coach and whatever, getting your treatment and travel paid for. Like that's where a lot of the sponsorship money comes from. Someone paying you $5,000 isn't gonna go to your bank account.
No.
Like that's just an expense right there.
No.
So we have some availability here for sponsorships. If anyone wants to invest low, get in. She's only got one win right now, and the price is gonna go up real quickly. Oh man, what about you? What about future for you? I'm always wondering where your head's at in terms of volleyball, because there's a lot of potential, obviously, now that you're full-time AVP going international too. Is that in the thought process?
I think I want to start this year probably. End goal, I mean, it seems like far-fetched, but like Olympics, like all of us.
Of course.
But yeah, I do want to start international. I always thought like the progression, I guess it's not always true, but like prove yourself in the AVP, then like think about international. And I think regardless of how I finished this year, I was still going to try international. But I think now it feels like the right moment.
I think I kind of like the people who, I don't dislike the people that don't, but I like the process of like, I'm going to go prove myself first. Yeah. And then I'm going to start saying, okay, now I want to play internationally, because the competition is harder. Yeah. There's more teams, obviously, so you know anyone can go win a few matches in like a futures. Yeah. But a lot of people just jump straight into tour, like, and I'm gonna go to the Olympics, you know, and they just kind of like set the bar really high, or like right all the way at the top right away without like going through some of the benchmarks. You know, to like prove that they belong. Yeah.
I mean, the next step would be playing in a more competitive AVP, because I mean the Florida was a little less because of all the top teams, but I mean not knocking myself. I think you're there, but I feel like playing in a more competitive one would also be more exciting. Winning a
more competitive one, I mean that's fair, like that's your competitiveness I think kicking in, but like in terms of belonging and like on the top tour, I think it's pretty clear that you're there.
I think I'm believing it now.
Do you think that, like, when you looked across the net, there's a difference between believing that you're actually a top player? Like, for me personally, I think when I look at the World Tour, I'm like, I'm one of those top guys easily. But then my results this year were, I'm in the 20s. So, like, I can't really say I'm a top 10 guy, even though I actually believe it. For you, do you feel like your personal, just like, belonging on the court, seeing the game at the same level as these top players, do you feel like you're there yet, whether the results are there or not?
I feel like probably this past year I always thought that it's where I think, and that's where like a lot of the pressure for me came from. Danny would agree I was like the most mental probably this year, because I feel like I've been waiting, right? Like COVID, they had the 3. I didn't make the cut because I had only I was like
the one you guys won the Porsche on.
Beach one,
we
won the
Porsche. Did you jump on a Porsche?
I just made it look like that. That was for the fans. And then for a month after, I had to tell everyone, no, I didn't actually get it.
So that one you didn't get to play at all,
I didn't get to play at all that year.
Because that was a little bubble, right?
And then last year, there were only like 3 that you could qualify for. I only qualified for 1. It just feels like time's been going. I felt like I was good enough to make it, at least in. Like, I was good enough to make it in. And then this year, we finally had the year, and then kind of not like the amazing year that I wanted, but then at the end, like it almost makes it. Yeah. It like to me proved again that like I do belong, but I mean it comes and goes. I think it's just like waves of like confidence. Then you lose and you're like, oh, I suck. But
of course.
I mean, right now, since I'm on the high of winning, I'm like, I can do whatever I want.
Elite 16, we're coming. Do you have a spot for me?
No. But I mean, I think coming back down.
That can happen quicker than most people think, especially now. Like going from being,
you kind of take away events and then just add your most recent, right? Is that how it goes?
It's best 3 out of 4. So, like for example, Paul Ottman wasn't on tour. Right, never done any international. He went at the end of the year to these challengers with no one there. I think he played in multiple, like 2 or 3. Passed all of us
because of his finishes.
Yeah, because he got like I think he got a bronze with Taylor, or like 4th, top 4. Yeah, and then like did something else. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he passed all of us in points just for going to those events at the end. The system's insane. So like,
that's how I feel like Central Florida was for me, or for the AVP. Like now, my points have gone up like a lot more. Whereas, I mean, I'm not like near like the Olympic level people, but
But
But those like, and the same thing with like Wapaka. Everyone was in Hermosa. We won Wapaka because we didn't make it to Hermosa, or it was Caitlin's wedding. But then we got all those points, and that like took us into. It's just crazy.
So both tours, they're all investing a lot in
recency. Whatever the most
recency, and also they're giving so much points to the challengers and
challenger,
tour series.
Yeah,
even I don't know if futures are that much, but like if you're a top team and you're not like winning these top events, these challenger teams are passing you.
Yeah.
Also, same
playing
like the
lower
tour,
level events. So now everyone has to kind of play down and like play this crazy points game, which me and Trevor were not willing to play this year, and it screwed us. We're just going to the events we want to go to internationally, and we just got screwed by it. Well, we didn't perform that well when we were there, but my point is, now's the time. Like, it can happen quick, and even for me, when I was with, obviously I picked up John Hayden, so that was like, that was the cheat code. But I went from, I'm down to play beach. Like, let's give this a shot, to a few tournaments later winning a Grand Slam, and then Hayden's like, well, we're leading the Olympic race. So should we go for it? I'm like, I guess I'm going for the Olympics. Sick.
I think I remember talking, your mom called, and we sat up there in the bench, and you were coming back from Puerto Rico, and me, you, and your mom, and I don't know if there's somebody else, maybe Charlie Jenkins or somebody, and they were asking, like, should I do beach? Should I do it, or should I go out to Europe?
Is that where all the beach?
Yeah, this is where all this is
to realize.
1,000%. I can have a few episodes on that.
Yeah.
But I remember that, and you were like, I don't know if I'm good. I mean, it was just this weird. I think Puerto Rico. I don't know. You're playing.
Puerto Rico.
Pro in Puerto Rico, and your mom's like, can you talk to Try? And we just talked very short. But. I think I said, you're good enough. And then I think I think your mom was like, should he try that thing? I'm like, he should try.
It's trippy, though, because you would never think, like, you're dominating events at Outrigger Canoe Club, like, at this club back where you're from. Like, that doesn't mean that you can play at the pro level. But, like, at Outrigger Canoe Club, it kind of does. If you can dominate here, like, you show up to the daddy. I mean, 4-man's a little different.
But if you're the Open in the daddy and you're winning,
you can play professional volleyball. Like, you're
definitely.
You can. And I was just even telling Cole Pender, who wants to try to be on tour and whatever. He's libero at UCLA, but I'm like, dude, you get third in that kind of event, and it's on your shoulder.
Yep.
It tells a lot.
Yep. I'll be honest. I still think the most the event that I took the biggest leap up in confidence and like I guess knowing what I was capable of was the daddy, when I won it as an Open when I was
you a teenager
in high school or something.
That's awesome.
It was like, and I beat Alika in the finals.
Beating Alika.
Yeah, exactly. But that was like, because I was always like kind of second fiddle indoors, like not in Punahou, Ilani, Clemea, and then but beach, like on the baby court, like with my boys, with Reese and Brad and Trevor and that whole crew, I was like, I could block better than everyone. I knew I could block better and I could win matches. I was really confident, and obviously they were all really good too. So, but when we went indoor, I was like, I'm all right. And then I was like, come to the beach, I'm gonna fuck you up. So I always kept that. Like as we went through college and everything, I was like, I won these Open tournaments with Riley and like. That's where I got all my confidence. So when I came to the beach, I was like, screw these Cali guys. Like, you guys can't beat me.
One time I played with Stein. I don't know if that was the first daddy we won or second, but I played.
Shit.
No, maybe it was our third. I don't know. I lose track.
I won 3, but Stein had just come out of college. And, Sean Scott was there, Lee LeGrand was there, all the guys who were kind of on tour.
Yeah.
And Stein was just thinking about it. He probably was thinking about Europe. I mean, he was the best player in the country indoor.
Right?
Yeah, for UCLA. And then we won, and it was like ridiculous tournament, like ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like Hayne was still playing, like Ponoma. It was like nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was me, Milo Henneberg, maybe Stan Brown. and Stein was like run 3, back 1, pin. He would just right when I got the ball, he'd scream what he'd want, and we beat everybody that day. And he was like 23 maybe, and then next year he and Sean Scott were like 3rd and AVP. And next thing you know, he was winning with Lambert and all those. I mean everybody, right? But it was here,
right. I remember coming back from college and playing in an open. And Kevin Wong was playing. Actually, it might have been a KOB.
He is KOB. Yeah, I ran it. I remember.
And I think I met... Me and Kevin were against each other in the final.
Yes.
And I was almost beat him. Like, I felt like I should have beat him. And he kind of turned it on and beat me. But I was like... I mean, Kevin was trying. Like, it looked like he was trying. And then I'm watching him on TV playing. I'm like, I think I can play. And then Kevin actually called me later because Olsen, what was his old partner? I forget his first name. Whatever, his old partner got hurt and they had an exhibition in Milwaukee, and Wong called me to fill in for him and like got my hopes up. And then like a day later I was like, oh, never mind, don't need you. But I was like, like this would be nuts to get called up right now.
Yeah, there's something about being up there because like you go and then you play and then you're like, wait, the guy on the other side's Olympic guy, right?
Yeah, right.
And then you dug him, and you're like, and I'm reading him, and I like so it kind of makes you like, I'm pretty good at this game, It kind of makes you think, like, I'm pretty good at the game when you're up there. And the coolest thing about the daddy is how you're able to mix with like an old timer,
exactly.
or a Queens guy, and then like the young guys like on the court with you, and just like kind of just looking at you, but like delivering, like passing or making a defensive play. And then you're like, you can do it, bro.
Right, exactly. You give it's like you get to be the measuring stick, when you come back and you have that like Olympic label. It's just like a label, but now people can measure themselves on you. Like if they dug you, like, oh, I dug that guy now. Like I can imagine other things I can do.
Yeah, Carly's so mad that she's like, how come you never told me about this
This was my first daddy.
That was your first daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, how was the experience?
It was so fun. I think it might be my favorite tournament.
You got to be hitting next time.
No way. No way.
We all want to see it.
No.
It was you guys were awesome though, yeah?
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, did I play you?
No. Oh, yeah, we did. We did.
You eliminated us?
Yeah, we eliminated you. Sorry.
Well,
if you were hitting, it might have been different.
But it was like, Silverstein, Cole Pender.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Kahale.
Oh, yeah, it's such
it's
such a fun team.
It's cool, too, because coming back and seeing, like, the new talent, you're like, wait, you were like 5 years old last time. And now this kid's just out here, like, bouncing balls. You're like, oh, shit. Now I'm this, like, Olympian, right? You have that label on, and you're just like, these kids are just coming at you. You're like, oh, bro, I have to actually, like, try. And then if you try and then they still beat you, you're like, oh
man.
Everyone's watching, and it's just such good vibes. It's such a unique tournament.
Yeah.
I had one highlight. We played Taylor.
Yeah.
And I dug him in my hands and I direct deposit. That was the one dig of the game.
That. Anyone
I don't think there's any on it, but I'll remember that.
You call Patty O'Neill. He might have a Brahma.
Saw it.
Right.
Did you see it?
Well, Evan sent me Patty's.
There's nothing in there?
No, it's just our later games, but yeah. That was my one thing. I was like, wow. Amazing.
Taylor's crazy.
Yeah,
he was yo-yoing Victoria.
Yeah,
He had Victoria. He would go jumbo, then Victoria would go back, then he would go Cuddy. And I was like, Victoria, don't let him do that.
Tell him you're not putting on. You're not getting something.
Once I saw the first jumbo, I said, oh no. I said, oh no.
Hey, but she had the kicks.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's on YouTube. Yeah. And I'm trying to make a video on it.
And they got second, right?
Yeah, they did.
The Twins got second. Yeah, I mean, they played really awesome.
It took me out first round.
Oh, really?
And you eliminated me.
Yeah.
You should stop it now. Let's stop it.
Let's stop it. We're still going? Yeah, we are. Good. How was it playing, just with the playing with the guys in general?
I was really afraid. Because, I wasn't planning on it, but Caitlin and then my friend Megan was here, so they wanted to play, and I was like, all right, guess what? I didn't want to miss out. So then, I thought it would be really scary in warm-up. So, the first warm-up, everyone's, bouncing balls. I'm like, oh, God, what did I sign up for? But then it wasn't so bad. Probably just near the end, once you get to, the really good open players, then I was like useless. But I was
No, you
digging a
played.
little
Nah,
bit,
you played
digging
good.
a little bit. I mean, I'm passing mostly. Probably the most passing.
I thought. I mean, but that's like your team or whatever. Like
I was digging like sky ball because I'm not used to like the hard hit. Like Evan was like waiting 10 seconds for the ball to come down.
Yeah, I
it
was.
was really
I
fun.
felt very useless too. Like in the back as a B. Well, just so much court too.
Yeah.
The courts felt
Like the middle's
huge.
open, the corner, and then if
Exactly.
your left front isn't coming all the way back, you got a lot of
Yeah,
real
exactly.
estate.
that was like Alika's thing. Alika just would pick you apart. Because if he put 2 blockers up, then he would cutty.
Yeah.
You do one, and then he'd go into the corner because he knew the court was so big. I think he won 4 in a row, or he won 4. Yeah, Alika was
Oh,
the
yeah, he was
master
really
of
good.
that.
I need to come back.
until you beat him. And then he
That's
never,
why it was such a highlight in my career.
And then he never showed back up. He
Everything.
never came back. I invite him every year, and he's like, those guys don't want me down there. I'm like, come on, Alika. It's all about just coming. You know, he just.
And you gotta. If you're gonna be at the top, you gotta be ready to fall off it at some point.
And the fun thing is, like, he would play an A and just love it. I think, you know.
Oh, bro, he'd be a great A.
Yeah.
Because he's 47.
Yeah. His jump's low enough now to be an A.
He's 47. He's an A.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was the master. And I've won a few like regular formats with him. He knew. You know, he knew. He knew like what was open, and like, just kind of like Taylor, kind of yo-yo.
Yeah, exactly.
Just yo-yoing, and then they send one guy up, then he'd hammer like, we have to put 2 guys up, and then once you put 2 guys up, he'd cutty and jumbo. He was really good at it.
I'm gonna come back and try to take the title.
Yeah.
I need to go for it. You know, you can't like. I couldn't play this year. Like it would have been a bad idea to play it because I'm rehabbing my knee.
It would
but
have been a lot of jumps.
it would have been a very bad idea. But like when I first few years, it's like let's just come back, have fun, whatever. But it's like no, you gotta come back and try it.
Yeah.
You got to come back.
And it gives everyone like the younger guys too. Like if they beat you, then they know
Yeah.
you were trying, and like they can measure yourself on themselves on against you and all that.
Well, I think too is like you and Taylor and Trev, like you guys want to give back. I remember when we did the little oral history, like I should be coming back more. I should be giving back more. And just you guys like being so into it,
Right.
it helps. Like, you know, a little kid like Cam Porter or like Kahale, who's 16 years old or 17 years old, going, there's an Olympian here trying his best. He wanted to play in the tournament.
Right.
And I think it just adds credibility to like them as a volleyball player. Like Kali's getting recruited, like, you know, to go to places, and he's like, dude, I'm in the match with Taylor. I'm like, I'm not as good, but I'm in the match with him, and I'm not that like, I'm not like horrible like playing like LeBron James in one-on-one. You in volleyball, you know, you can stay in there, which is cool.
Yeah, and it's perfect because it's probably more work actually as an open playing 4s rather than doubles, but it's also fun like to have. It's a different vibe because we play doubles all year long and it starts to feel a little bit like work. Not for Taylor. Taylor can play volleyball every day, always, like forever.
Money games, blood games, doesn't matter. that guy.
Money, blood,
whatever.
Playing for fingers.
Cartel, whatever. He'll play whatever.
He's unbelievable.
He's a junkie.
But yeah, no, that's legendary. Glad you got in
Yeah,
in the
me
mix.
too. Now I know. It was,
Yeah, she didn't want to. After Orlando, she's like, I'm not practicing. I'll call you in 3. I never text her after a tournament. I wait for her to text me. And like, okay, I'm ready. And then we went down.
I wasn't ready, but
was Megan?
came.
Okay, so Megan came. One of her friends who's kind of on tour.
Yeah.
And so we practiced. She goes, what about this daddy thing? It's like, is it a male chauvinist?
I
kind
thought
of
it
thing?
was just a guy thing.
Yeah, I'm like, I said,
all I
No.
yeah.
saw the pictures and it was just dudes.
Right.
And I said, no, it's the best. There's
been a few female winners over the year.
Oh, yeah, a bunch.
A lot, yeah.
Amy Lawson was on one of the teams that we
Amy
won.
was, yeah?
Yeah.
Diana
was-
McKibben won.
Oh, really?
A few, I think.
Yeah,
back in the
a
day.
lot
Yeah.
of Malia Kamasugi, who's an orthodontist now. Like, yes, in the face, Mark Hain, open net, boop, kind of like Carly,
Oh, yeah.
like into the corner.
Oh, sweet.
It was
Smart
awesome.
enough to
just,
put your hands
just
up.
go on the 10-foot line and just put her hands.
too. We're not like just like only.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of women have, and it's all, and the guys are good, man.
It's better to have the mix too. I think it's naturally always going to be more guys probably, but well, just because it's
a men's net.
We have to have play on a men's net.
You have
or else
to.
it'd be ridiculous.
It would be crazy.
But yeah, stoked you got in the mix there.
Yeah.
What's the off season looking like?
We were just meeting about that the other day. I still, because of all the volleyball, I feel like I still need more time. The way I look at it, I'm like, I have to want to come back.
Right.
Otherwise, it's like, feels ingenuine almost.
Right.
I don't know. So I'm taking a little bit more time this time. And then, I don't know, what does it look like?
You're letting coach run it?
No, I mean, I think she wants to start going. We're going defense, and then I think she wants to go to international. So she forwarded me the international schedule. Like there's one in La Paz where she won the Norseca, where she loved the area.
So you got some points then.
Yeah, like
Norseca points.
Few, very well, that one tournament.
That one tournament, but at least, and then I think we've been talking partners, and
that's probably the trickiest part of this whole thing, right?
Yes, yeah.
Is the partner
and I think
situation.
not knowing the AVP schedule, that I feel like I'd like to know both so that I can like plan. But
welcome to the World Tour. Crap show.
Yeah, so I don't know when that'll come out.
It's tough, like figuring out your priorities. You know, like for an international year, if you're really going for Olympics, it's like you have to prioritize FIVB, even though every year we all want to prioritize AVP.
Yeah.
And AVP used to try to work around FIVB, but then they just stopped trying because FIVB put so many events down. So, yeah, I think there's no good way to do it necessarily. But the partner situation is probably the biggest thing, because either way, once you get a partner, you're going to have to figure out what their goals are and how, you know, what they want and whatnot.
Yeah.
So how does that work? How does the partner situation work?
I've really put it off.
Don't put it off.
Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about it.
Putting it off. No, I mean, I'm just trying to, I think my biggest thing is just finding someone who's like committed and has the same goals. So, just trying to figure that out. And then also, like, you want someone that you can vibe, or like just, I just base a lot of my things off feelings. I don't know if that's if that's the right thing to do, but so then
preferably somebody who wants to move to Hawaii.
Is that a huge factor? Like what if you get a call from someone?
Right now, it's not. Yeah.
So you just do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty flexible. So I think we brainstormed and
got some ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have to live here. I'm just joking.
So in case the partners are listening.
They're definitely going to listen.
Oh.
I mean, they're going to...
First of all, who doesn't want to live in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Get some secret training in.
Yeah. I mean, but it'd be nice to have them be able to practice a little bit. But I think Carly, too, like, I always kind of, like, remember myself playing, and it's just, like, Thursday, and you're like, okay, you want to play, and you just go and you just like either you take care of your side, and then you take care of their side.
Right.
But I think long term you want to have somebody you can practice with, somebody you can get chemistry with. So but I think Carly's taking that on where she's like, I'm going to set pretty good. I'm going to side out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take care of my stuff.
Right.
And then I think that helped her with Jen is that, Carly's like, I'm going to be able to take care of, my side. And that probably helped. And then you set her well. And I mean, they hit like 500 or something for the tournament.
Yeah.
Just do that every time.
Was it a jumper's court? Or you said it wasn't really
medium?
It was medium, yeah.
This is nice sand, actually.
I just feel like, there's just certain sands I jump better on than others, but,
Like Chicago didn't seem like super jumper sand, but the hitting percentages in Chicago were, like, ridiculous.
It's like, I'd say a little more on the jumpy side.
Chicago is a little bit
but
more.
fairly medium.
Yeah.
I feel like I jump well in Chicago, too.
Yeah, it just seemed like
it's something about, like, the surface, maybe what's underneath even. I don't know.
I
just
wonder
all
if
sand? I don't know.
I wonder if the sand goes all the way down there.
But you guys, I mean, like in those, I think there was one where Sponsor was playing cloth and nuts, and the hitting percentage was like 800.
Yeah.
The two littles are just okay. Side out, side out, side out. It was like 19, 17 in the final, but they didn't make a mistake.
When the smaller players are getting up a little higher, the game just becomes so easy.
Yeah.
And they're so good. I mean, those two are really good, but it seems like Chicago, even I think your guys' match against the Taylors was really high percentage, like hitting.
Yeah.
I think Trevor was like, I think 18 for 21 or something, something crazy.
Well, he's had good sets.
From the knees, back. They hit themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically setting high lines. I got to get my jabs in while Trevor's not here. I get so much crap from Trevor this year.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, when we get the podcast with me in the middle and you guys on the outsides. And
we got to get you guys in studio, too, in the SANDCAST studio.
Yeah.
Which also is can also be a guest house as well. So if you guys need a little...
Oh.
Really?
Not all you guys back home.
Hawaii people?
Hawaii people, yeah.
That is good to know.
We got the pull-out couch. We got you guys, and then we'll just have the late night.
The family's okay with that? The family's okay with
it's
it?
separate unit. We're good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, did you redo that house to sell it, or are you redoing another house?
No, that's the same place. It just has multiple units, and we want to sell it, but then we're also like, it's kind of nice renting it. I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Letting the wife flip it.
Oh, man.
Good stuff.
I watched her reel. It was so
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's unreal, huh?
Yeah.
She's crazy good at it. Yeah. I don't know how she learned it all. It's just...
That's amazing. The things you can learn on YouTube, though, is cool.
If you're passionate about something, you can 100% basically get like an equivalent of a college degree online.
Yeah.
But way more
definitely.
specific because you don't have to do all the crap that you don't care about.
Yeah.
Right? It's
exactly.
Yeah. It would be good though. So partner is in the works. You guys are planning out next year. International is on the radar. And you guys might want to call Carly if time's running out.
But
excited.
You don't have to make a decision on the international. But you have to make decisions pretty far out, right? Or
about what do you mean signing up?
Signing up. So you need
sign up's like
a couple months before.
So I just had to sign up already for Doha, which is February 1st. So yeah, it's about
a month at least.
About a month.
Yeah.
So I'd get on it.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
And Carly has a spot you can crash at, Oh, sorry.
What? Are you telling the listeners?
Yeah, I'm telling the listeners. I'm telling the listeners if they're a partner.
Right.
6'3" or above.
Depending on she throws a combine, and depending on how you score in the combine,
see how they do in secret training.
You get secret training.
How they do in secret training.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. For my little ghetto cast here at Outrigger.
We made it work.
Oh, yeah.
We did make it work, and we'll have to run it back in the SANDCAST studio. I'm assuming you guys will be in the South Bay a decent amount here and there.
Probably,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hopefully more. I feel like I was barely in California this year, actually.
Yeah, we don't play in Cali as much as you'd think.
I know you texted me. I think I was in the airport. I'm like, I'm going home. Hey, SANDCAST. I'm going home. Or I was home. I'm not sure if I was home or like I was in the airport. You're like, are you still in Huntington? Travis said you're there. And I'm like, no.
Really.
I said, let's do it in Hawaii. I'm like, yeah, let's do it in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then I brought all my equipment today, and
that really worked out well.
Forgot the SD card adapter. I had the SD card. But anyway, our listeners are used to me doing dumb stuff. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
Congrats on being the GOAT.
No.
Just like that.
Not
or
even
getting
close.
getting on the list, though, and having an AVP win and representing Hawaii women in volleyball. Because I've always wanted, where's the Hawaii girls on the
I know,
tour?
there's so many good Hawaii volleyball players.
Right?
And yeah, they do indoor, and then we've been trying to
we've been trying to
show people, you can go to the beach.
You got one.
But you've always been saying that, I want a woman to win or to be on tour. I've always wanted somebody in the tent that was from Hawaii.
Exactly. Let's
I
go.
can't believe you went to USC. You're Hawaii through and through.
I really am.
You're Hawaii through
Well,
and through.
Hawaii didn't want to recruit me.
What?
Like, oh yeah, you can like walk. You can do like, what do you call it? Like the unofficial visit where you walk around.
Oh.
I'm like, bro, I grew up.
Yeah,
Like,
I know
don't need to
the
be walked
place.
around.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can walk around if you want and walk on. I was like, well, Riley's gonna bribe USC into getting me in there. So I think I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
Getting you in there.
But I'm definitely Hawaii through and through.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Thanks.
Right on, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Shoots.